Okay, and hopefully back. There's sound now. You hear environment. Awesome. Okay. Well, looks like Slobs just kind of... Well, something happened. But we're good. We've got audio again. Do we have Alex? Alex, set to 1. Set to 1.
Diverting power to requested system.
That's better. Okay, you can hear the engines, you can hear Alex. We're good. Alright, back on the road. Let's get this tank topped off. Yeah, Gapax, we are heading back to the bubble as fast as our little legs can take us because, well, just hearing about all the crap that's happened now. The Thargoids hit Maya and Merope. From the sounds of it, well, let's check it out. Galaxy map. From the sounds of it, they hit Obsidian Orbital. Take 2. Action! That's right. Yep. Okay, here we go. They've hit Maya and Merope. That'd be Reed's Rest in Merope and Obsidian Orbital in Maya. As well as maybe some other systems, too. Or some other stations. Let's have a look here. Nope, just looks like Obsidian Orbital, and there's already a rescue ship on site. How far from Cubeo is Maya? Let's see here. Well, let's find Cubeo. Given that I'm 30-some thousand light years away, oh, it's in the bubble, so let's call it 300-ish, 400 light years. That's the best I can give you, Gapax. That's the best estimate I can give. I'm still way out here, so it doesn't want to do... It only wants to do from my point of origin to anywhere else. Yeah, that's close-ish. It's amazing how fast distances get changed in your mind when you're flying out like this. I've still got 30... Well, what'd they say? 33,000 light years to Maya? Resume course.
Locking system destination.
Which gives me roughly 33,000 light years back to Narvert.
Boost activated.
Let's shave a little bit of that distance off. Alex? Hit it.
Preparing for jump. Hyperspace, checking systems now. Complete. Engaging exit protocols. Completing system scan for cartography.
26 new objects, alright. System map.
System cartography.
Well, let's see here. One great big blasted chunk of iron and charcoal. Bunch of dwarf stars and another B-class star. In other words, nifty, but nothing to write home about. At least if we weren't in such a hurry. I figure we'll be getting close to the bubble once we get past the core regions. I mean, once you get within 20,000 light years of the bubble, that's when you start seeing the signs for wall drug, right? I mean, as of the 21st century, they've got signs for that place out in the Oort cloud already, so... And for those of you who haven't driven through South Dakota, well, the signs for that place, like I said, start somewhere around the Oort cloud and move on in. And for those of you who have driven through South Dakota, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Gapax, it's been a while since I played How Dangerous Are the Thargoids? Excuse me. If you don't have a properly configured ship, they'll melt you down. Their weapons, I've been able to solo one of their, well, their Cyclops class ship, which is the least dangerous of the trio that have been spotted so far. I've been able to solo one about 75% of the time in a properly configured ship. But if you're doing something, if you're going out with a ship that doesn't have specific anti-Thargoid technology on board, your best chance is to run. They only react to AX multi-cannons and AX missiles, and the Thargon swarms only react to the remote detonation flak launcher. Their ships are fast. The latest of the Thargoid ships, the Medusa class, as far as I know, it's been clocked in at north of 600 meters per second, and it will outmass just about anything else. So your best chance is to high wake out. If you can't win a fight, you're going to have to high wake, because low waking ain't gonna cut it. Well, in that case, Gapax, I've done something stupid and put a prism shield and tons of boosters. I'm just a trader, mostly on a Python. Well, you have a very, very strong armored trade ship then. Nothing stupid about that. System map.
System map.
But the only ships I have successfully soloed Thargoids on are specially super modified Anacondas or somewhat modified Type 10 Defenders. Those ships put in work. Almost 1,000 shields and multi-cannons and guided rockets for defense. Didn't have enough juice for anything else. That is the downside, though. If you go and talk to an engineer, you might be able to get the power plant juiced a little bit. Though that comes at the cost of, you know, less thermal efficiency. But Felicity Farseer, she can run up to, well, she'll run grade 1 drive boosts, I think. Maybe higher. Can't quite remember right now. And Then again, if you run any higher than grade 1 drive boost, then you really run into some trouble with heat issues. Good afternoon, Vox. How are you doing? Ah, still have to get the best power plant, Gapax? Gotcha.
Fuel escaping. Fuel escaping complete.
Got some pills from the doc, so hopefully better soon. The hell's wrong? System map.
System cartography.
I also have a report about the free anaconda. Oh no, you didn't fall for that, did you? Gapax, are you familiar with a website called eddb.io? If not, look that up. It's a really, really good site that, okay. Alright. Just making sure. Oh, stacking missions from Hutton. Okay, what's the report? I know we were kind of spitballing on that. Can you actually get a free anaconda if you stack enough missions? Free being a relative term, of course. Wasn't able to find any passenger missions, but there were some uncommon data missions. Alright.
Fuel escaping.
Limited to 20, but possible to find them for about 4.4 mil each. That ain't bad. You usually stack trading missions the closest system in Cubeo. On my Type 9 now that the Type 10 is out. The Type 10 doesn't haul as much as far as I know. Now, I could be wrong on that. Max possible to Hutton Orbital is 87 million. I pulled in 66 since I just wasn't patient enough. Fair. But, okay, however, yep. I've got a however of my own, but go ahead, Vox. Let's hear it. I also noticed missions to Katzenstein Dock. Okay. Turns out they pay about 2.2 million per passenger. Per passenger or per passenger mission? Because if that's per passenger, ooh. I cleared 216 million on one trip. There we go. So, you heard it here. Holy crap. And where were you flying out of? Yeah, that's a free anaconda. That's a free anaconda and some outfitting money. The official wizard, good afternoon, Commander. It would seem I have hit a plateau of what is capable of in the Asp Explorer. I'm about 44 mil right now, looking for the next ship to raise my available return for running missions. Any suggestions for what I could get next, or just keep going and make it to the 100 million range? Running passenger and cargo missions? The Python. Or after the Asp Explorer, a good multi-role for cargo and passenger missions, a Python. You can load it up with, I think I've got 96 passenger capacity on board, and maybe a little bit higher. Maybe I'm north of 100. But if you load it up with economy class cabins, yeah, Vox just pulled down 216 million in a Python, going to Katzenstein Dock. Now, where were you flying out of, Vox? What system were you flying out of? Barnard Star. Alright. Barnard Star to Katzenstein Dock.
Fuel skipping.
Had to jump around to several stations. Let's see here. Average price of a Python is what? 56 mil, I want to say? 55? Okay, around 51 million. Thanks, thanks, Mad. System map.
System map.
Class 4 gas giant. If I had to make a wild guess. No, that's the amazing thing, Wizard. A Python, I say it so many times, but the thing is a damn flying cheat code. The value for money you get out of that thing is incredible. Oh, gas giant with ammonia-based life. Neat. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
And in addition to that money, I hit elite in trading. Nice. Wish it turned better? Well, given what it can carry, I mean, there had to be some kind of downside to the thing. Otherwise, well, actually the turn rate on it did get nerfed a while back because it was just too damn good. Kinda want to get yourself a Bifrost now? Good ships. Oh, CG missions come up pretty often. In fact, there's a new one, I think, that just got announced down in the Maya system. Maya or Merope, or down in the Pleiades, I think. Oh, white dwarf star, son of a... Resume course? Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Damn it, this thing is gonna make me take a white dwarf boost. Oh, alright. Let's put my money where my mouth is here. I hate boosting off of white dwarf stars. Because the gravity step is enormous compared to the actual, you know... The gravity step is disproportionately enormous compared to the size of the jets. I'm going to be very careful here. And pray to all the gods that I don't end up facing that star and taking the fast way home. Yep, Gapax, back when I started, I killed myself in a white dwarf. So did I. These things...
Warning.
Here we go.
Operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive.
Alright, we got a charge off it. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Warning. Frameshift drive.
Oh, no you don't. We aren't doing that again. Yeah, white dwarf stars, I I'm still scared of those things. They have such a disproportionately high gravity step compared to the size of the jets. Now, when you jump into, say, a neutron star, they've got such a small gravity step compared to the jet, it's easy. Plus, you get a lot more benefit out of it. Plus, you don't heat up nearly as much. System map.
System cartography.
Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Alright, next star is 238 light years. Came out of witch space right into it and was sent home pretty fast. Ugh.
Warning.
Yeah, you jumped out of hyperspace right into the jet, facing the star,
Boost activated.
crashed down into the gravity well because you can't escape the jet very well. And you were fried because you were inside the jet. Neutron jumps? I'll take those every day of the week. 238 light years? Ha ha ha. Yes. Yep, white dwarf stars to me are the most dangerous stellar phenomena you can find in Elite.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
And Wizard, by the way, just going back to the Python, if you can buy it from Li Yongri, you get a 15% discount off the hull, as far as I know, in any of his ships, or any of his systems that he's controlling or influencing. As far as I know, it's a 15% discount across the board. And if anybody has other data on that, and I'm totally pulling that out of my rear, please let me know. My ship is not made for big jumps. I get a whopping 26 to 30 light years empty with cargo. It's like 12 to 14. Yep. System map.
System map.
Just this. Totally unexplored. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
Right about to land, complete a passenger missions when the servers went down last night. Haven't opened up the game yet. No, the game clock
Warning.
doesn't
Brake
stop.
drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive.
Boost activated.
Those missions are most likely failed, I'm afraid. 232 light years about to be behind us. Gap hacks, my Type 9 is even worse. Maximum 11 empty. Yeah. Yep. Oh, another neutron star? I think we found the neutron road. And that means our trip is about to get a lot shorter. Oh, bone stock Type 9 made for mining? Well, there's your problem. Cazador, how many jumps left? Let's have a look. I'm going to an alternate position at the moment, so I've got 9 jumps out to where I wanted to to set up. Resume course.
System destination locked.
I aimed for a section above the galactic plane about 1100 light years, because that'll put me straight into the eastern neutron fields.
Safety limits.
Come on, get back in there.
Frameshift drive supercharged.
Okay,
Boost
that's better.
activated.
Next star is an M-class red dwarf. There's our fuel. But Cazador, right now we are about 33... Yeah, about 33,000 light years out from the bubble. Orion, hey, what's going on? Well, still sprinting back to the bubble. The Federation and the Empire have announced a CG to liberate a star system in the Pleiades from the Thargoids, whatever that means. Terminus, howdy. And let's see here. Obsidian Orbital and Reed's Rest in the Maya and Merope systems, respectively, have been hit by the bugs. I leave for a week and everything goes to hell around me.
Fuel scooping complete.
Oh, and Vox made, let's see here, Vox made a ungodly amount of cash. Am I with, Gapax, if I may ask, are you with a faction? Only one of my own making. With a faction, I'm not allied with any of the major powers. I'm not in power play. But I am associated with a group called the Errantry Alliance of Narvert. It's, I made it. I went to Frontier, filled out a worksheet, said, yes, I would like to make a faction, please, and I would like this system, please. And Frontier looked it over, and yeah, Frontier looked it over and made it into a faction. Now, I can't join it per se, but I try to do my best to enforce it, and help them out and boost them up, and... Right now, they are the controlling power in the Narvert system, and they have control of the primary space station. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Oop. Come on. Let's not go crashing into the
Frameshift drive
jet until we're
operating
aimed
beyond
properly.
safety limits.
Oh, come on. Almost had that. There it is. And Narvert's in boom again?
Frameshift drive
Nice.
operating
Boost
beyond
activated.
safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
How should I fit to go fight in that CG versus the Thargoids? Oh boy. You're going to want a big ship. You're going to want a... If you're going to go in solo, you're going to want an Anaconda or a Type 10. You're going to want 2 AX multi-cannons, the big class 3s. Or, well, and you're going to want 2 AX missile launchers. And in a if you're soloing them, I would recommend turreted models. You're going to want a lot of hull reinforcement. You're probably going to want... Let's see... a fighter bay with an AX Taipan on board. And again, this is all soloing. If you wing up, then then you can modify this. Okay, you've got a Conda. So you're going to want the 2 turreted Class 3 AX multi-cannons up on top, on the 2 upper large hardpoints. You're going to want 2 turreted AX missile launchers down below in the Class 3 and Class 4. You're going to want a fighter bay with AX Taipans and room for 2 of them. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
A lot of hull reinforcement, and let's see, you're trying to think what else. And even then, you'll only be able to take on, like, something out of a Class 5 threat zone, the Cyclops. Oh, you're going to want the AX scanner as well.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive.
That way you can get accurate targeting data on the Thargoid ship. Well, Gapax, give me a second. Let me complete this jump and start scooping, and we can look up what the power play standing is. Orion, I've been told 4 AX multi-cannons is just as good as missile turrets. Well, in that case, I haven't tried with 4 AX multis. I would like to try with 4 AX multis. I'm just kind of, you know, not available right now.
Fuel scooping.
System map.
System cartography.
That is the smallest gas giant I have ever seen. Well, I take that back. I'm sure I've seen smaller ones. Okay, let's look up power play for Gapax here. Galactic power standing.
Fuel scooping complete.
Oh, Rissa's still in the lead. Edmund has made quite the resurgence.
Kids these days and their crazy language, am I right?
Hardcore, thank you so much for the host. How you doing? Hope you had a good day yesterday. Yeah, here's the current... Somebody stuck a beard on Stalin. Anyway. And Archon Delane, the pirate who loves paperwork, is down at the bottom. No surprise there. Did 900 plus light years according to Inara. Nice. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Another neutron star. All right. So we'll get to this place 5 jumps away, and then we will redirect straight for the bubble. Stalin had a mustache. Unless the beard offended him and he had that photoshopped out too. Sent to the gulag. Let's see, it ran from Hardcore, ran from AGKR 1017 to Maya, picked up some meta alloys, ran over to DCAT to unlock Farseer. Well, you picked a good time, given that Maya and Merope just got hit by the Thargoids. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
All told, killed like 12 pirates. Python with 2 Class 3 bursts, a Class 3 multi, and 2 turreted Class 2 beams. That would do it.
Boost activated.
Yeah, that's a good amount of firepower. Like I said, Pythons, flying cheat codes. They're beautiful. Ah, what's that, Kaufman's retrograde. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I want to say that was an old trick from Starfleet Battles. The old Star Trek tabletop game. Federation ships had some very good reverse impulse thrusters. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
In fact, when Star Trek Online was in beta, they ran into a problem where all the Federation ships in PvP were just kicking the asses on the Klingons because,
Boost activated.
well, they were doing the Kaufman retrograde. Hardcore. Actually, 2 Eagles gave me some trouble. They're faster than my reverse, so they somehow stay behind me. Well, in that case, you just roll your dorsal side over to them and let the turreted beams have them. Orion, that or boost with flight assist off. That also works. Oh, sorry to hear that, wizard. All 5 missions failed and the game placed my ship way far away from where I was. Moments away from Smeaton Orbital, which was a 1.8 million light second trip. Mad, no, you can set your turrets to engage any enemy, you can set them to straight ahead, or you can set them to fire at your target only. Turrets have 3 firing modes. I don't have any turrets, but you can find it here in the Functions tab under Turret Weapon Mode. It'd be forward fire, and then fire at will, and fire at my target. With another person manning them, they can't be chaffed. System map.
System map.
Resume course.
Locking system destination.
Mad, cool. Worried I'd lose lock and I'd ping a cop, though I do that often enough as it is. Oh, yeah. Murphy's Laws of Combat. Friendly fire isn't. Wait, if it's lasers, they will actually stop shooting if something else gets in their way? First I heard of that. That's how it seems to work in target-only mode? Interesting. System map.
System cartography.
Alright, we're here. Now then, let's start the trip in earnest. Because we are right here. At, well, nears makes no difference. Okay, 1356. That's how far over we are on the, yeah, this is the XYZ axis. Except it gets a little funny in 3 dimensions, but anyway. Oh, hey, even got a black hole there, undiscovered. Neat. So you're hardcore. Out in a high-res, I saw them stop instantly as a Capaconda flew between me and my target. Okay, that's neat. That is good to hear. Alright, so why is this important that we're 1,300 light-years up from the galactic plane? Well, that means we are in the layer known as the Eastern Neutron Fields. The Alpha layer. There's also a Beta layer at 1,100 light seconds below. But, for our intents and purposes, we want to be this away. Try to keep the same relative... We're going to have to move down a little ways here. And that's at 21,000 light years. Anyway, we're going to have to move up to about, oh, let's call it here. The neutron fields where we put the hyper chickens out to pasture. Yeah. Come on, come on. Route plotted. Okay, we are on our way. So, 17,000 light years in 109 jumps? Are you kidding me? That's not bad for 17,000 light years. Because with a 50 light year ship, it's usually 20 jumps per 1,000 light years. Orion, it said 109 jumps for 17,000 light years. My FSD is still running pretty good. I think I'm down to like maybe 95, 93%. Let's check the modules. 91. Yeah, I've got a little bit of time to fix it. Yeah, but maybe 10 more jumps in it. System map.
System map.
While we're here, that water world looks tempting. How do I report streamer for cheating? Working as intended!
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Boost activated.
Yes, collection limpets will retrieve black boxes and escape pods, wizard. They will retrieve anything in the area that's retrievable. And yeah, 109, I mean, so if you have a 50 light year jump, that's usually 20 jumps to go 1,000 light years. So 109 jumps, I ought to be going 5,500 light years. And instead, well, we're going a fair distance more than that. Yes, Orion, at 1,100 light years to about 2,100 light years above and below the galactic plane, you've got the eastern and the western neutron fields. Along with a great big heap and helping of uncharted black holes, and lots of F, G, and K-class stars. So there's a lot of Earth-likes up here too. I mean, here I'm picking up a water world that's actually orbiting a neutron star. That's mind-blowing. Because this thing had to have survived, Yeah, this thing would have survived the supernova that generated this neutron star. The specs on it. 1.5 G, 572 Kelvin, 174 atmospheres. Okay, not exactly terraformable, but still. How many boosted jumps can you do with a full tank before refueling? Same number as you would on just normal long-range jumping. Like, how do I say this? The boosted jumps use fuel at a comparable rate. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
So here I am making a 236 light-year jump. If I didn't have the neutron boost, that would be, what, divide that by 4. 59 light-years. So, you know, I'm using up the same fuel as I would make with an unboosted 59 light-year jump. Orion, once I stop the war between us and the Thargoids, I'll be back up there. Hardcore. Hey everyone, Wedge's got this one. We don't have to go out and fight. Oh, the Rogue Squadron books. Now you're making me want to go reread those. And the Wraith Squadron books. Okay, are you... You're not. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Yeah, I know. Hardcore, I know you're just quoting from the Family Guy episode, but... No, the novels were really good. Rogue Squadron and Wraith Squadron. Wedge with a hangover is a scary thing to behold. And I quote, "What the hell is that?" Wedge? That's the sun. It's past noon. It offends me. Go shoot it down. You know it's like 180 million clicks from here, right? We gave you an X-Wing for a reason. Now go follow my orders. Wedge doesn't get drunk that often, but...
Fuel scooping.
when it happens, well... Yep, 90%. The jump drive only starts getting a little twitchy down below 80%. And that's true, hardcore. And just so, you know, there's... kind of glad I didn't... I'm still kind of bouncing back and forth about the idea of having chat repeated on screen. But I'm also kind of up in the air about what constitutes spoilers. How long is the, that's not a spoiler, but at what point does, you know, does the statute of limitations run out there? Questions. System map.
System map.
It's been almost like a month. That's true. Resume course.
Locking system destination.
1 week after the DVD comes out. Okay, Mad, I like that one. I like that a lot.
Beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Boost activated.
So another neutron star, so we're chaining these things together now. 235 light years. Then another neutron star. Then another 230 some light years. But the important things you need an auto repair unit, and you need a fuel scoop. Riku, yay for streaming! And 070707 to you too. That's true, Orion. Spoiler, Luke is a Jedi like his father before him. Also, the Titanic sank, Rosebud was the sled, and... still haven't figured out who Kaiser Soze is. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
warning. Frameshift
179 light years? Huh.
safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Boost activated.
Now you'll also notice when when the supercharge kicks in, my fuel consumption goes from all the way just to a little sliver, like it would normally. Tell me something about Beagle Point. Why is this system so notorious? Well, Beagle Point is... Galaxy map. Beagle Point is on the far side of the galaxy. It is as far from Earth as you can get. Here's the bubble. Here's where Earth is. And a bunch of other stuff. Here's the galactic core. There's Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the core of the galaxy. Here's Beagle Point. And it is also notorious because of this region in between. There's just barely any wisps of a star out here on this galactic arm. And out past Beagle Point, those are... well, you can't reach them. I mean, maybe you can with super jumping, but there's no good way to get there. There are stars beyond Beagle Point, but they're beyond our reach at the moment. Gapax, I will get a Bifrost build to you in a moment here. Let me... actually, this is a good time as any, I suppose. Let's load up the Chrome. And also, yeah, just getting there is tough because there are so many... It's such a sparse area of space. There's a region there called the Abyss, which you have to cross. And it ain't called that because there's a whole bunch of stars. Let's see here. Coriolis. Do I have the Bifrost here? If not... builds... nope, I've only got that. Okay. There is an Anaconda graveyard, but that's elsewhere. That's almost... whoa, holy crap. Alright, that link works. Though there is a shortened link option too on Coriolis, just so you know. There is an Anaconda graveyard, but it's only something like a few hundred light years, maybe a couple thousand at most from the bubble. Because they were going to a star cluster that was only 3,000 or so light years away, but it was almost straight up relative to the plane. Yeah, if you go to Coriolis, there's a link on the upper right, and there's also a shortened link. Yeah, 1 second here.
Fuel scooping.
Well, we're scooping up now, so... if I click on yon giant link... Oh yeah, Bifrost refit, and then you got the save option, trash can, reset, short link.
Fuel scooping complete.
There you go. There's the short link to the Bifrost. Riku, you still in the bubble? You want to explore? HIP 63835. Let me write that out for you. The big parts of the Bifrost build. It's not only the really good roll I got on the engineering for the FSD. I got a really good roll on the engineering to lighten the weight on the sensor cluster. On an Anaconda, the sensors are 64 tons, even if you're running an 8D. Cost to buy and fit a Bifrost? Let's see here. Whoa! Hi there! System map.
System cartography.
Okay, we've got an unexplored neutron star with a companion white dwarf star. Screenshot.
Capturing image.
Not double neutron. Neutron and white dwarf. Though it does count as a pulsar, I think. Anyway, if you click on the Bifrost link, there should be a ship cost down below if you scroll down a ways. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift
Boost
drive
activated.
supercharged.
Okay, now to get out of this. And hopefully not go running into the white dwarf star. It looks like we're safe, though. And jumping to another neutron star. Wouldn't the jet pointing away from you be redder? Probably. It depends on how fast the particles are actually going. Passenger missions are good. Yeah, Vox Tuber Sum had some... Yeah, 270 light-year jump. That's why I'm jumping into these jet cones. They quadruple my jump range. System map.
System map.
They damage my drives, but that's why I have auto repair units. Terminus, permission to post a link, permission granted. Thank you for asking. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Not that I'm getting up on you guys for posting the other build link. That's not a problem. So yeah, here's note my fuel on my lower right. That's saying it will take the entire tank and then some for a 238 light-year jump.
Warning. Frameshift
But once I get the drive
operating
boosted
beyond
here...
safety limits. Frameshift
Boost
drive
activated.
supercharged.
Fuel consumption drops to a more manageable, normal-looking jump. I mean, it's still 238 light-years, but... And it's a red dwarf star. The built-in route plotter will actually try to give you fuel stars. No, you can't apply the other boost to that. I've tried that and it doesn't work, unfortunately. The only thing that kind of works is the difficult double boost, where you try to set up your jump so that when you start going into countdown, you fly through the jet again, and it supercharges your drive. And yeah, Riku, you're gonna love 63835. That is a spectacular star system. And it even looks weird when you're going in on approach, because you can see it from 20, 30, 40 light years away, and it just looks like a really fuzzy dot. And you're going, that doesn't look like a star. But no, Gapax, if you can do the double jump where you end up in countdown while flying through the jet cone, if you time it right and if you got it set up right, you can get another boost that will apply on your next jump. It's not easy, but it's doable. Wizard, I've not used the Captain's Log application. I really should, but I've not yet. Let's see here. 94,000. Nope. Gotta get back to the bubble. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Orion, your scanners will be drunk. Exactly. Captain's Log. Had to fire my equipment for coming into work drunk today.
Boost activated.
Oh, you found an escape pod. Alright. Well, if you load it on, if you have room on your ship, you can load it on and then take it back to the search and rescue agent at any station. And Gapax, it wouldn't be useless on the Neutron Highway because you would have a boost ready to go. Say you were at a, say you were jumping from a neutron star to a fuel star. You would have the double jump ready, from the fuel star to the next, next big thing. And yeah, Wizard, Hardcore has the right, has a pretty good one too. EDMC. I use that one all the time. Got it up right now, actually. 11,000 light seconds, and it is a non-water world. Right. Resume course.
Locking system destination.
If I survive 63835, he will survive as well. And if you don't, well, oops. Where'd that jet cone go? Alright, we're gonna have to swing wide and make another approach. Hate it when that happens. Okay, 12 light seconds is good. 20 light seconds is better. There we go, proper approach. And yeah, Riku, Orion has a good idea there. Recommend landing on that system's nearest landable world. Hey, money's money, Hardcore. You drove me through the Kessel Run before you dropped me off with the SAR guy? Well, yeah, you weren't paying. You're also in an escape pod, so I didn't hear you complaining too much. Resume course.
System destination locked.
See, neutron stars have such a small gravity step compared to white dwarfs. I mean, you know, here I am on approach to the cone, and I'm not worried about crossing over the step at all.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, you'd rather a Thargoid come pick you up instead? I can drop you back off where you were. That's no problem to me. System map.
System cartography.
Alright, how's the drive looking?
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, it could probably stand a little bit in the way of repairs now. Especially because the next one's a neutron star. Wizard, at first I thought I was just bad at doing neutron jumps after seeing you do it. And then I realized I was trying to do it with the smaller star and just gave up. Yeah, white dwarf stars, they have such a huge gravity step compared to the neutron star, and they only give you a 50% boost instead of quadrupling it. And it's more dangerous, it's less benefit, it's higher heat. Screw that noise. Alright, let's load up both auto repair units. Fixing friendship drive, that's right.
Module repaired.
And if I can ever find who made the GIF of it.
Thrusters online.
Let's see here. I want to use this somewhere in one of my alerts. See if I can find it. If I can find the maker, I would love to ask them, can I get this on one of my alerts? Okay, drive is on, thrusters are on, alright. Next up, neutron star. I think one of Minnie's fans made it. And yeah, I mean, the friendship drive is just, you know, it's cute. It's ultra absorbent. Hank is still up, speaking of, in his terrible, terrible tower. Master of all he surveys. Howdy, Hank. System map.
System map.
Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift
Boost
drive
activated.
supercharged.
Another neutron star. Hot damn. We're just eating up the miles now. Haha. So, Terminus, this is how you look when you're in hypercruise. Yep. Happy little planets, happy little ship. Yeah, if you go to a station, it should register that stuff as stolen. Yeah, Riku, that'll, if you get scanned, you're gonna get fined or you're gonna get, shot. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Yeah, like Wolf says, take him to a black market and hope you don't get scanned. No, you can't, hardcore. I don't think you can take that into...
Warning. Frameshift drive operating.
Personal effects, maybe? But otherwise it's occupied escape pods, unoccupied escape pods, damaged escape pods, and black boxes. Wonder why I don't get payout for finding someone's stuff instead of leaving it in deep space. Well, you know, yeah. Because it may actually count as grave robbing, depending on the person. And whether or not, you know, they're still, above room temperature. I think those are different. It depends because some of them do count as stolen, and some of them count as, if you're being hired by the person to do it, as recovery. But an excellent segue. If you want to look at my video, so you want to know about smuggling, now's a good time to do it. Personal effects is also stolen. Yeah, it depends. Here I am, not paying attention to where I'm going. Like I said, I think it depends on whether or not the person hiring you is above room temperature or not.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. Like the old, oh, God. Escape Velocity. If you've ever played that, it was mostly for Mac, but they did make a version for the PC called Escape Velocity Nova. And you needed an escape pod on your ship, otherwise you didn't survive. Oh, glad to hear it, Athador. Helped you get the Dweller? And Riku, yeah, well, I mean, that was just for beer. I mean, I was making almost 10 times profit on the beer. If it were something else, nerve agents, liquor, whatever, I'd probably have been making a whole lot more in terms of profit margin. System map. I don't think there's anything else here, but yeah. Resume course?
Selecting next system en route.
Yeah, hardcore. Scoop up whoever tried to Shanghai you and then turn them into the cops.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Escape Velocity was a lot of fun. Escape Velocity was basically Elite Dangerous in 2D. Riku, speaking of smuggling and trading, what are those unique items that stations sometimes sell? Okay, those are rare commodities. And they're only, yeah, you can only pick them up from certain stations. Like, Jameson Memorial sells the Waters of Shintara, and Hutton Orbital sells that goddamn mug, the Hutton mug. But the big thing with them is the further you go, the more profit you make. So if you sell the Waters of Shintara in, say, the Pleiades, you've just gone 400 and some light years, and you'll make a massive, like, 5-digit profit off of those materials. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Now, some of those materials are not illegal, and some of them are. For instance, if you pick up onion head.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Yeah, you'll attract pirates. But some of them are illegal drugs. And some of them are, you know, smuggled cultural artifacts. The way it works, I mean, yeah, you can... The rare trade routes, if you look around, there's routes online where you go to one station, pick up some... Because you can only buy like 4 or 5 or 10 of these items at a time. But say you fly to another station, you drop them off, and then you pick up some items there. And so it's this great big circular route where you're constantly buying and selling stuff off. And just kind of generating profit the whole way through, unless you get pirated or hijacked or blown up or, you know, the usual. And it looks like I may need to fill up the tank here a little bit. Consumer electronics is illegal in some systems. Well, don't need the populace getting those ideas in their heads, you know. Let's see here, what do we got here? Python. That's a pretty good Python.
Fuel scooping complete.
Well, Amish systems, or systems that are absolute dictatorships. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
"'Tis a fine barn, but 'tain't no pool." Riku, thank you so much for that subscription with your Twitch Prime. Welcome to the Plank Owners Club. Hope you enjoy your stay. You don't have to be crazy to work here, it just helps a whole lot. Back when spaceships were made out of wood. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
But if I shut up, then nobody wants to give me their money.
Frameshift drive supercharged.
Boost activated.
Please don't shut up. Okay. Riku, you got a deal. Please don't break my arm. No. I was going back through watching some old Team 4-star videos. Wizard, when commanders say their home station, is that just a place you're calling home? Or can you actually set it up as a home station? Well, kind of 50-50. I mean, if it's in a system where you put in a lot of work, then you get trusted, you know, more and more trust and reputation with the locals. Plus, you can, you know, move all your ships to that station. Then it kind of becomes your de facto station. Resume course.
Locking system destination.
Yeah, this one... These neutron stars get a little iffy.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Not only because it's an actual honest-to-Jeebus seizure hazard for certain people, but they can be a little hard on the video card. Yeah, hardcore. This is the angry star. Boost you all the way to Andromeda. Tell you what, if I could get a boost to the Magellanic Clouds, I would be a happy guy. Medupe City is my home. Alright, Gapax. I don't know where that's at, but if you got a home, it's good to have one. Wizard, I guess my home station's in the Sothis system. I have everything maxed out there. Yep, you're one of those fringers. And out there on the raggedy edge. I've had a few homes over time. I've had, Chinrarta Desra.
fuel scooping.
And then I had... Let's see here. Hip 20277. Then I had... Hip... Oh, shoot. 16607 or something like that. 16... anyway. And then Narvert. And Narvert's only like 50 light years... You know, not light years. The station's only like 50 light years from the beacon. Light seconds from the beacon. Words. Words are important. If you find a private data beacon, Riku, all you gotta do is scan it. Target it and put your nose on it, and you should be able to get a scan and get some data off of it. Kept getting stuck saying light years when I meant to say light seconds. Max Den Stark. Well, welcome to the crew. New to Elite, what should I do? Well, depends. I mean, do you want to kind of be a Han Solo type smuggler? Do you want to go out exploring? Because it's a big galaxy. Make some money bounty hunting. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
Right, let's get out of that gravity step. I've got a bunch of videos up on YouTube. Another YouTube channel called Mr. Moo. And it's got some videos and some tutorials on the various professions you can get into. It's not comprehensive, but it's a kind of a good 101. At the moment, I can't really show something other than exploration because I am 30-some thousand light years from the nearest station, unfortunately. Max Den Stark, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. System map.
System cartography.
Whole lot of planets and stars that survived that supernova that made this thing. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond.
We're gonna have to get back into the jet cone. That was a bad approach angle. It just kicked me out almost immediately. That's better. How do you call star systems with 2 stars apart? Like, what do you mean, how do you call them? Like, that's a binary system. Unless you mean how I'm scanning it. And then I've got an advanced discovery scanner, which will scan everything in the star system with one honk of the horn. Okay, gotcha. Yep, binary stars are 2 stars that are gravitationally linked. Trinary is 3 stars. I don't know what the term for 4 stars linked together would be. Team 4-star, I guess?
Fuel scooping complete.
Also, we are starting to get into a, we're starting to get towards the core region again. I think we're skimming along a region called the Sidereal Wall. Yeah, we kinda are. This is the near 3 kiloparsec arm. Yeah, quintuple star system. And yeah, here we go. This is where we're near the core region, so you get star density like this, where the sky just fills up. Yeah, quadruple system, basically, Spinning Frog. I'm just not sure. I mean, because you got binary, trinary, quaternary? That doesn't sound right. System map.
System map.
Audi, 4-wheel drive, nice. So Riku, when you say gravitationally linked, yeah, like you see this line in between? With a proper binary star system, we have another star down here, and then there will be a line kind of shoots out, goes down, and then shoots back over to the side. And that counts as binary stars. Yeah, they're far away from each other, but they are still orbiting each other. Stars have enough, well, it's enough gravity that it's a very long orbit, but it can, it's still an orbit. And also, good morning, Spinning Frog. How are you doing? System map.
System map.
Resume course.
Locking next star system.
One second on that hardcore. I'll pull up the radius on it.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive super...
Yeah, I don't know why they would be counted as stolen, to be honest. Riku, I'm not sure why all that equipment is showing up as, stolen. System map.
System cartography.
Solar mass is 1.2, solar radii is 0. Most neutron stars are actually 0.40s. Wizard, I wish I remember the system found one that had a binary star and they were so close to each other, the gravity lines, the gravity steps were almost touching. Yeah. I've got a video somewhere. I don't think I have it up on my YouTube just because the language was... This one would be NC-17 language. Because me and Niao, it was during the Distant Worlds expedition, and I was escorting her out of the bubble, and I ended up jumping through the, through a star. A solar radii, it's just the plural of, radius, if I remember right, but anyway, it means how... Come on, give me a... it means how many multiples of the sun's radius it is. Yeah, what Hardcore just said. So if it's bigger than the sun, then I guess it's solar radii. If it's smaller than the sun, I guess it's a radius. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Because how far you drop out from a, how far you drop out of hyperspace next to a star depends on how big the star is. For instance, dropping out of hyperspace next to a neutron star, you're usually... Non-human signal sources, yes. Official wizard, those are usually high threat. Oh, no, the sun... Okay, the sun has a solar radius of 1. Because, you know, the sun also has a solar mass of 1. But say... Let's see here. Let's pull up something familiar with... Okay, so the Sol system. Let's go to Earth here. Yeah, threat level 6, that will be a Basilisk class. You don't want that. Okay, so here we go. The Sun. 4.7 billion years old. 1 solar mass, 1 solar radius. And yes, Hardcore, exactly. A neutron star is only a few kilometers across. But it still packs the mass of the sun, or a little bit more, into that area. So this is the sun. This is baseline. Now here's something like... Well, let's go for the big one. VY Canis Majoris. Biggest star in the game as far as we know so far. "17 solar masses, but 1,400 solar radii. So you could pack 1,400 of the sun across this thing. When you drop out of hyperspace at this star, it kicks you out at something like 12,000 light seconds, and it still fills your monitor. Yeah, the sun would be, you know, about the size of this, maybe. Maybe smaller. Probably smaller, actually. Ah, sorry, right, radius. Diameter is all the way across, radius is halfway across. So 2,800 of the sun could fit across that. No, wait. No, it'd still be 1,400. Because you're measuring a radius of the sun, radius of that, so it's still... You're doubling the radius because you got the full star. It works. It still works. 1,400 across. Anyway, continuing on. 238 light years. Pretty neat summer nights that just last a long, long time. But no, you jump into that and you're something like 20,000 light seconds away, or, well, no, 20,000's a bit far. I think it was like 12. 12,000.
Fuel scooping.
Which is still somewhere around the orbit of one of the outer planets in our solar system. Terminus, yeah, when you're fuel scooping some stars, it takes a long time to fly around, others you can circle 3 times before refueling. Yeah, VY Canis takes a while. Also because you can start scooping fuel on that thing at 10,000 light seconds or so. Howdy, Hank. Hank has moved from his terrible tower, and now he's just kind of looking at me like, well, food? It's not feeding time yet, you dink. System map?
System map.
Nothing major. Resume course?
Locking system destination.
But no, actually, going back to what I was saying quite a bit earlier, I've got a video, at least I've still got the recording on it. I don't think I've thrown it up on YouTube, because that would definitely get me demonetized for the language I was using. But
Boost activated.
we were jumping, and I saw a star. It was 40-some light years away, and I could see it while I was scooping. So I should have known right there that it was going to be trouble. Because if you can see the star you're about to jump to while you're still in the glare of the star that you're scooping fuel from, something's up. Something's funny. I make the jump. And just as I'm coming out of hyperspace, I see the star I'm aiming at, and I also see a B-class blue giant right there in front of me. And my ship ends up punching through one of these blue stars. And I'm in orbit around the other one, and my heat immediately shoots up to 200%. I kill the scoop, I start accelerating for black sky as fast as I can. While, you know, trying not to fly into anything else. And sure enough, as I'm clearing the other star, I look up using my head tracker, and holy shit, there's a third star. This computer has just jumped me into the middle of trinary stars. Convoy dispersal pattern with a threat level of 3. That means there's a convoy there, and they've got some fairly good guards. That's what that means, Wizard. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive.
Boost activated.
There we go. I think you may have to go into those for, I mean, depending on what you're looking for. I don't have the data on the new CG, so I just know it seems to be, you know, seems to involve fighting Thargoids. But if it also means you're trying to recover stuff, then yeah, you're going to have to go in. How many gap hacks? How many of the 109 jumps have you done so far? Well, we got 79 jumps to go, so we've done 30. And that's not even going to get us to the bubble. That's just going to get us kind of in the local area. So we've done roughly-ish a third A little less than the third.
Fuel skipping.
System map.
System cartography.
Gas giants, moons, rocks, ice. And one brown dwarf companion. By the way, this is a binary system. This shows the
Complete.
gravitational tie in between the two. Yeah, so more or less 6,000 light years, which is still nothing to sneeze at. That's very fast. And that was, yeah, that was after I spent the first portion of the show just getting up into the neutron layer. Mad, we should have a pool for how much your cartography data will be worth. Oh. I'm hoping I don't do anything stupid and just take the fast way back. I don't know, I don't think it's going to be worth all of that much because I'm just doing a lot of, well, okay, relatively speaking. So, let's see here. This would actually be a trinary system with binary stars. See, these two stars are linked together through this, and then this third star is orbiting the both of them like these two are one point of gravity. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
You'll hunt you down, I'll hunt me down.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating.
Yeah, that one's gonna kick us out. We're gonna have to get closer again.
Frameshift
That's
drive
better.
Boost activated.
Yeah, Matt, that reminds me of the passenger missions you take where, you know, damage to ship will affect satisfaction of passengers. Dude, damage of ship will affect satisfaction of commander. Droopy, afternoon. How are you doing this fine... I was gonna say sunny day, but it's Seattle. Yeah, link is permitted, wizard. Go ahead. I've been watching this exploration since the start. I'm invested. You and me both, Mad. Droopy, great. Cold again. Cold and not sunny. Gotcha. Resume course?
Selecting next destination.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Boost activated.
Alright, next stop. 238 light years, 1 M-class dwarf. Droopy, missed the beginning. How close to the bubble are you now? Well, let's find out once I complete this jump. Actually, I may be close enough that I could actually just direct route it now. Yeah, let's find out on that. Let's honk the horn here first.
Fuel scooping.
Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Keyboard in. We are 22,000 light years away. And aimed for there for now. So cover another 2,000-3,000 light years and then I can direct route this thing.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, good estimate there, Gapax. That was pretty good. Well, that's 100 jumps to my spot at 11,000 light years out. We'll probably be into the, we'll probably be skimming pretty close to 200 jumps to get the full 20,000. Unless we can find more spots like this. Out in this region, there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of unexplored neutrons, uncharted stuff. Resume course?
Selecting next system en route.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Boost activated.
Alright, what are we doing here for health? 88%, alright. Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
Also up in this region, though, it's kind of nice. Let's see, there's the galactic core thereabouts. Well, I had been in a sector that had a lot of black holes in it. Not. Yeah, there we go, actually. There's one right there. So yeah, this region also has a fair share of uncharted black holes and neutrons. See your Gapax. If you stay on the neutron highway for another 20 jumps, per my estimate, you could plot a course to Narvert, and it's going to be close to 19,000 light years. Yep, that kind of matches up with my math here too. Droopy, just began my first trip to Sag-A, never been to the core before. You're in for a treat. Also, if you go up to about 1,100 to 2,000 light years above the plane, like go one arm over and then go high, you should be able to find a whole lot of neutron stars. Well, also you're going to have to go off to the side a little bit. The neutron fields, it's very sparse in neutron stars in between the bubble and the core. But if you go a couple thousand light years to the left or the right, and yes, I realize anybody who specializes in stellar cartography is just crying their eyes out right now that I reduce galactic directions to, well, if you go left or right a little bit. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Hank, what in the hell are you doing?
Warning. Frameshift drive operating.
And now I'm hearing sirens. Hank, what did you do? Riku, that moment when a planet slows you down because gravity. It's the law, man. It's the law. Hank. One moment. Hank seems to have found something interesting. Yeah, these stars in the horizon, they're weird. It's because I'm near the core regions. Oh, look at that line of stars right there. I'm in the core regions, and so you get some really high concentrations of stars. Anyway, as I was saying, let's get this sorted out real quick. So here's the bubble. If you move over here, and you either go off to this way or off to this way a little bit, and go up to 1100 to 2000 light years up, or 1100 to 2000 light years down underneath the plane, you will find the regions called the eastern or western neutron fields. No, Hank. Bad Hank. Excuse me one moment while I tell a Hank he's not supposed to eat things like that. Meow doesn't like it when Hank chews on cables. I don't like it when Hank chews on cables. Gapax, it is not possible to travel to another system without using witch space. It says you get further away from the other star, you know, from the star that's in the system you're in, but you don't get any closer to the neighbor. Riku, I'd like to run a higher quality on your stream, but can't. Oh, sorry about that. Witch space is this. This is hyperspace, or witch space. Because space travelers are superstitious, and it's that dimension outside of reality that lets you go faster than light. Well, really, really faster than light. And some say it's haunted by the ghosts of those who jumped in and never jumped out.
Fuel scooping complete.
You found another 5 escape pods? Damn. And yeah, witch space is kind of creepy. It's one of those things that, you know, supposedly, by the laws of physics, this shouldn't exist. You shouldn't be able to survive this, you shouldn't even be able to comprehend this, and yet, here we are in a ship catapulting through the deep dark, thumbing our nose at the laws of physics, God and man, only to pop out by a neutron star and decide to just, you know, let's break those laws even harder. Resume course.
Locking system destination.
Why do escape pods look like coffins? There's only so many shapes you can make that's really efficient use of space that you want to cram a person into.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
I mean, I suppose you can make it into a ball, but then you're wasting a little bit of room there. The laws of physics are only valid until the next laws of physics are discovered. That's not an inaccurate statement. Gapax, already they don't think it's possible to go faster than 1C. Yet in this game we can go over 2,000. Somewhat true. I mean, I think it is theoretically possible. And in fact, that's what Supercruise is. It's a variation on the, and I'm gonna mangle this name terribly. The Alcubierre drive, I think? Alcubierre? Yeah, C is the... Yeah, in physics, the constant speed of light. Resume course. Droopy, how damaged is your FSD from the neutron jumps? Oh, we're probably sitting at 85% right now. I'll complete this jump and then drop down and effect some repairs.
Boost activated.
Alright, what is our damage right now? 85%, right on the money. Alright. K-class star, yellow-orange, that's a good place to scoop up and fix up. And Gapax, I was doing some calculations. For super jumps like this, we are going several million times the speed of light.
Fuel scooping.
Well, basically it's a theory. It's an actual warp drive where you can warp space. So instead of moving your ship faster than light using engines, you bend space around it and leave a bubble of normal space, which is really cheating the system. Yeah, 20-ish seconds. 20-ish seconds to complete a jump, and I did 238 light years. So, 238 light years in 20 seconds, divide that out and do the math. Light years per second. Alright, we need to drop down. Top speed in Star Trek is a joke. Warp 9 under the TNG speed scale is somewhere around 1,500 light seconds. Or, sorry, 1,500 times the speed of light. So you can go in Supercruise faster than you can in Star Trek for the most part. There we go. No, really, here we go. Yeah, Athador. Warp 9 in Star Trek, at least they changed the warp scale around between the original series and the Next Generation. But Warp 9 under the Next Generation is something like 1,500 times the speed of light. Wait, Gapax, you got up to 2171? I thought it maxed out at 2001, you know, kind of a Arthur C. Clarke thing. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Athador, the TNG warp scale. So, Okay, I've run over this before, so apologies to those rolling their eyes and going, oh god, here he goes again. The original TOS warp scale was basically warp speed to the warp factor, and then you cube it. So warp 2 was 2 times 2 times 2. Warp 2 was 8 times the speed of light. Warp 3 was 27 times the speed of light. And so on and so forth. Then in TNG, when they made it, they decided to redefine the warp scale. So instead of to the third power, it was 3.3333 infinitely repeating. So warp 2 turned into 10 times the speed of light and change. And warp 3 turned into something like 36, 38 times the speed of light. Something like that. So from there, it's easy enough to calculate what the speeds were. And then some moron decided to take this perfectly manageable speed scale, and then for the TNG scale, after they went to warp 9, hand drew a curve on a napkin and said lol infinite speed. System map.
System map.
Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Boost activated.
Nice scan job there, Riku. Just scanned a system with 24 stellar objects. Very nice. Now, you don't get too much for moons. I will say that. Moons do not pay out very much. But if you can maintain that level of dedication, more power to you. And a handy-dandy gas station here along the ways.
Scooping.
System map.
System cartography.
Well now.
Fuel scooping complete.
Waterworld. So you're gonna go, Riku's gonna go exploring with Bob Ross. That's... I like that. Happy little trees, happy little planets. Yeah, it's just so you know, it's a recording of Bob Ross's old stuff. Just so you know. And we're gonna go zooming right past because, again, I can't keep my eyes off stream and chat. You people are gonna be the death of me. That... Okay, that's a... Sorry, I just noticed the view here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 nebulas in the area. 6, 7, 7 nebulas within view here. Every station, well, I think almost every station has a search and rescue agent. I'm not 100% sure on that. To be honest, it's fairly new, and I haven't really done much work with them. And Droopy, surprised how many undiscovered systems I find. I'm only 5 Cly from the bubble, mostly direct line to Colonia. Thought it'd all be discovered by now. Resume course.
Locking system destination.
And let's get the star while we're here. System map.
System cartography.
Terraforming candidate and terraforming candidate. 0.74 G, 221 Kelvin, 99.7 nitrogen, 0.3% argon atmosphere. Okay, that's going to need some work. A little bit of a fixer-upper. This one is 90% nitrogen, 8.1 oxygen, 1.7 argon, 0.78 G, 259 Kelvin. Okay, if you can fix up the atmosphere a little bit, introduce some, yeah, thicken up the atmosphere a little bit, get rid of the argon, try to boost the oxygen content, and up the temperature a bit, and you're good. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
But yeah, Droopy, you gotta remember that there is actually a whole lot of unexplored stuff in between here and there. Say that, you know, what's the jump range on your ship? Because if everybody, or most everybody, is jumping to Colonia and they've got, say, a 40 light-year jump drive, depending on the routing as well, because you're always going to get some variation with remaining fuel. It's not so much going from point A to point B as it is teleporting. So if you jump from point A to point B without actually seeing... Okay, you got a 54 light-year jump drive. That's actually a fairly, to be honest, non-standard jump range. There aren't that many ships that have it. So where most ships may be jumping at 20 or 30 or 40 or 44 or whatever, you're jumping at 54, so you're getting the stuff in between their jumps. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Warning, frameshift drive operating.
Ah, this is a bad approach. Dang it. Gotta have to spin that one back around. Yep, Anaconda pretty light on everything. Alright, let's get this reselected. Careful, Wizard. Those things, if you do not have a corrosive-resistant cargo rack, they will start eating through your hull. And if you drop them off at a station, they will damage the station. UA bombing, it used to be called. Unknown artifact. Now they're Thargoid probes, but... Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Warning, frameshift drive
There we go.
operating.
Ah, I was just that close to getting the drive going. Gap hacks. In about 5 jumps, you could try to plot a route to Narvert. True. Yeah, let's see what I can do after a few more jumps here. Got another neutron star, which will help. Corrosive items, well, okay. Yeah, they kind of... It's hard to describe what they do, but basically they inflict damage on a station. And they can shut down the starports. Yes, please don't take that probe to Narvert. Because then you need meta-alloys to fix all the damage, and then it just turns into a great big pain in my ass. And everybody else that flies for Narvert. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
UA bombing is how certain groups have been able to shut down starports during community goals. So say you got to drop off a bunch of materials at the commodities market for a community goal. Well, if a group dropped off a couple dozen or a couple hundred or however much it takes Thargoid probes and put the station into lockdown because of systems damage, it actually completely shut down the commodities market. How do you sell them? That's an actually very good question. Gapax, is your faction hostile towards Imperials? Not really. Not really hostile towards anybody, unless it's like... The United Narvert Autocracy tried to launch a war on us when we first showed up. And that didn't go well for them. We basically beat them like a rented gong. So the faction is, in rough terms, in broad terms here, independent, not allied with any of the major powers, and a democracy. That's pretty much it. So if you know, just kind of do what you will. If what you do hurts others, then we got a problem. It's only affecting yourself. Go right ahead. That's kind of the way things go at Narvert. Got a frontier vibe to it. Mostly because it's out on the frontier. Funny how that works, huh? The station is not very impressive. It doesn't have a whole lot of anything, but... Sorry, Mad. Didn't know about it. I mean... Narvert is nice. It's off the beaten path. It's got 3 major industries. 4 if you count the people trying to get out. It's got mining, it's got piracy, and it's got bounty hunters who go after the pirates. It's all a very beautiful circle of life thing going on. But I picked it because I looked into a lot of systems. I did my research. And I found a system that had pristine metallic rings, so if you want to set up for mining, if you want to get your career going in mining, Narvert's the place to do it. If you want to get your career going in bounty hunting, well, plenty of stuff there. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Mad, I found it watching one of your starting from scratch videos, saw it, set up shop, and then bang, you're in Narvert. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I didn't want to stand on any toes. You've got a good shop going there. Another neutron chain going here. This will be a good place to, this will be a good place to check up on the Narva route. Okay, something screwy here. What's up? System map.
System map.
It kicked me out way further. Alright, it must have said I was going to run the risk of plowing through one of these stars. Just scanned some wakes to get data for engineering. Alright. Wake scanning is... well, it's not the most tedious thing in the world. Capax, my long-term goal is to get the Imperial Cutter. And yes, Wizard, those probes do start doing damage fast. If you go to Professor Palin's base, you can pick up corrosion-resistant cargo racks. And then you can carry those without damaging your ship. They only come in 2-ton increments, though. Or in 2-ton versions. Alright, this isn't the greatest approach I've ever made. Pardon me. But hopefully it's going to be a close enough approach that I can get the boost. We're probably going to have to circle around and do this again.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Water worlds, Earth-likes, just bigger. Come on, there we go. Water worlds, Earth-likes, high metal content. Honestly, you can get some good payout for anything other than snowballs and rocks. Rocky worlds and ice worlds aren't that great, but honestly, anything else will give you a decent payout, with water worlds and Earth-likes and terraformables being very good. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
M-class. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
Yep, that's what I'm checking on right now. Just inside, yep. I'm sorry, what? We'll make one more jump. It's probably because I've got this super boost going. Probably be able to colonize in the future, but first we gotta terraform them, and as far as I know, there's no in-game mechanic for that yet. This is just hunting around planning for the future. And Gapax, it could be because I was, you know, neutroned up here. Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Let's try that again. Now we can plot, alright. Yeah, I noticed that. I'm getting low on gas, too. We'll, I see it, guys. Don't worry. I see it. We'll get this plot routed. Or route plotted. Either way. We've got a route. So either way, I'm going to supercharge right now. And either it'll kick us out at a fuel star, or we just reroute to another fuel star.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Boost activated.
Alright. So, what's our next stop? It's a K-class star. We're good. Gapax, I'm jelly of your fuel scoop. I feel puny with my grade 3 that takes 3 minutes to refuel the ship. Well, I've got a 32-ton tank as well, so... If I... yeah, it's proportional. I mean, a grade 4 fuel scoop will actually fill up a Cobra fairly quick. Alright, we're here.
fuel scooping.
Scoop is flowing now, so we're good on gas. Oh, you're running a grade 3 in what, an Asp Explorer? Yeah, that's a little on the, yeah. Oh, the 7A is spectacular, and you can stick an 8A into something like a cutter. Oh, Python? Okay. You ought to be able to fit a 6 in there.
Fuel scooping complete.
And we are 285 jumps to Narford. Because it is routing us down and underneath the neutron field. Plus, it's starting to get us into the, you know, into that route where... Okay. I can fit a 7, focuses trade, I need the big cargo rack, yep. Wait, Pythons can't fit 7s. Pythons max out at 6. Unless I've been flying the wrong Python all these years. But no, we're going to run into fewer and fewer neutron stars because it's going to start putting us into that lane where there are no neutron stars. Oh, thank Jeebus, Gapax. Okay. I thought, did they upgrade this thing and I didn't know about it? Depends on how long the stream runs. I've going to be only going another... Oh, let's call it... half hour, maybe a little, well, a little longer. So, no, not in half an hour. Or 40 minutes. Well, doesn't it tell you that? Riku, so you're wishing the contacts page when I'm salvaging. It tells me the rarity of the item. It does tell you the rarity when you have it targeted, and then you look down at your lower left, if I remember right. Droopy, saw your New Year's stream, added the 7A to my condo before I departed. Thanks for that. I wouldn't thank me too hard. That was probably a pretty expensive investment to throw on the ship.
Boost activated.
To be honest, a 7B makes no difference. I think it's something like the difference between 1100 and 1200 or something. Resume course?
Selecting next destination.
You know, it helps when I'm actually aiming at the system I want to go to. Wizard, not sure if this is a thing or not, but since I've been using a docking computer, I no longer get scanned. Is that something that's connected or just lucky? I think you're just getting lucky. I had somebody who tried smuggling, a friend who tried smuggling with a docking computer, and didn't go so well for him. Man, we are going to be filling in the map like crazy for these neutron stars. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
Warning.
Oh yeah, shooting down the cops, Riku, that's that's an easy way to earn a free show of the sprinkler system of doom. Alright, I totally lost the bubble on where to go here, so I'm gonna have to fall back and do another re-entry on the jet cone. My brain just glitched from the idea of, oh yeah, just shoot the cops if you get scanned. I got bad news for you. Although, if I remember right, now this could have changed. If you can find which ship is scanning you, and you lock onto it and then go weapons hot, they may actually stop scanning. Basically, the cop in the ship sees you go hot while they're targeting you, goes, oh crap, spills his coffee in his lap, and starts fumbling for his own controls. Oh yeah, scan-resistant cargo. Scan-resistant cargo racks would be amazing. I would love that. You know, honest to Jeebus smuggling compartments. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
They got corrosion resistant, why not scan resistant? Well, resistant, not proof. So if the local cops, if the system was really high security and the local cops had top-of-the-line gear, they could still see through your stuff at, say, you know, 2 or 3 kilometers. But for getting it in, you know, sneaking stuff into border worlds, stuff like that, that would be... I would find that very interesting. Yeah, it could either increase the time for scan to finish, or reduce the distance at which they could scan you. That would be my take on it. Yeah, Droopy, that was my idea too. I proposed that elsewhere. I think I proposed it on the forums a while back. But that it's only like half the size or a third the size of a normal cargo rack. And they only come in, like, class 2, 3, and 4 sizes. Or just buy that scan-proof ship. Now you're thinking with portals. Wizard, the CG mission's sweet, just flying around, collecting stuff, running from Thargoids. Resume course.
System destination locked.
You and me have very different definitions of fun, my friend.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Boost activated.
No, not you, Riku. The official wizard. CG mission sweet, just flying around, collecting stuff, running from Thargoids. I prefer my community goals to be, you know... Well, I guess it's not bad, but there's a much higher percentage of, you know, ending up with death-like symptoms. Resume course.
Locking system destination.
fuel scooping complete.
That's when he realized that sometimes when you take a bull by the horns, you get taken for a ride. I try not to piss off the ceiling fans too much. Yep, Droopy, passenger missions are a little OP. Vox, up in the Chataways, picked up north of 200 million credits. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Of course, that was to around Alpha Centauri, I think. 261 mils to be precise. Thank you very much, Capax.
Operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Boost activated.
And I'm going to have to remember, I'm going to have to scan back up and see what system that was in because, you know, for future reference. Oh yeah, Riku. Asteroid belts do not pay out anything. Asteroid belts are 0. Unless they change things, but asteroid belts are 0 as far as I've seen. System map.
System cartography.
Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
warning. Frameshift
Not that I
drive
didn't bank my
operating
billion
beyond
before
safety
moving on.
limits.
Want that cutter when I return from SAG.
Boost activated.
Oh, now I want a billion. I just want to... I just want a bank account that, you know, Eldani comes back and you can hear his eye twitch from here. I'm mean that way, I guess. How much are you at the moment? Well, let's see here. I'm sitting at 603 million, but I've got a few ships in the garage that are eating up some of that. "41 light years on an Asp Explorer with a G2 FSD? That's not bad." Resume course.
Locking system destination.
Fuel scoop complete.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's check the assets here. Current assets, I'm sitting on 3.4 billion in ships. Spent 23 billion on outfitting. Gapax tried mining, ain't my thing. Well, if you can, yeah. It's nice as a, you know, just kind of relaxing if you're in an area that doesn't have many pirates. It can be a nice, relaxing afternoon, just kind of chatting it up. But it's not what you call high intensity. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Boost activated.
Gapax, mined for like 3 to 4 hours on a metal-rich ring and just got a 1.5 mil. There's a few things that that hinges on. Was it pristine reserves? And also metal-rich? Metallic is much better in my experience. Metallic rings will... Just about the cheapest thing they pay out is silver. Otherwise, it's gold, platinum, palladium, osmium, painite. I take it back. There may actually be bertrandite in there, but about the lowest thing you can pick up on in a metallic ring is still worth $2,000 a ton. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Ah, okay. I get metallic and metal rich mixed. Gotcha. But if you can find... There's pristine, there's high, there's common, there's low, and then there's depleted. I think that's how it goes in terms of reserves.
Boost activated.
That's why Narvert's so nice, because that's got the pristine reserves. And no, metallic and metal rich are very, very different. Metallic rings are almost all metal, other than the painite. And metal rich just has, well, it's got a lot of the metals in it, but it also has a bunch of rocks mixed in too. metal rich rings, you can still find lepidolite. And I wouldn't give you a bucket of... What I'm trying to say is lepidolite's next to worthless. I think it's something like 150 credits per ton or something. Some ridiculously low number. Ah, what the hell, we're here. Filling the tank. Let's get a scan off this planet.
Fuel scooping complete.
Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Okay, what did we find on this planet? We found 2.09 G, 3600 Kelvin. Oh yeah, this is one of those hell planets. 6600 atmospheres, and the atmosphere is actually 91% rock vapor. You want none of what they are selling. Rock and iron vapor atmosphere. That's... System map.
System map.
Resume course.
Locking system destination.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Boost activated.
supercharged.
Gapax, even with my ridiculous shield, I kind of want to boost it more. Yep, welcome to the world of engineering. You know, if I just get a little bit more... Down that way lies the path of madness. Believe me, I should know. System map.
System cartography.
Alright, hey, we finally found a neutron star that was encountered by somebody else. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
Yeah, 857 megajoules.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Got kicked out kind of fast there, but I was able to lock back onto the jet, so... Back in here.
Frameshift drive supercharged.
Boost activated.
Uh-oh. Who interdicted you? Local law enforcement or pirates? $272 jumps. I'm starting to go space loopy just from the jumps. NPC pirate? Good luck. System map.
System map.
Well, that's a whole heap and helping of nothing. Not that I know, Gapax. I'm pretty sure you still get interdicted if you're carrying anything of value. Though, of value is a highly subjective term. Because you can still get interdicted by the, oh, what was it? What was the term I heard? The shit pirates of Sothis? Well done, Riku. Didn't get interdicted, was able to escape with ease. Nice. System map.
System cartography.
Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift
Boost
drive
activated.
supercharged.
Well, we're finally pointed in the direction where we're no longer aimed at the galactic core. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
Yeah, finally, we're just aimed out here. That means at some point, the next big landmark that we're going to spot is Barnard's Loop. Nope, not in Ammonia World. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Ah, damn it. Alright, we'll just re-enter the jet cone this way. Stu, hey there.
Hull integrity.
Okay, that was the gravity step.
Temperature critical.
Fortunately, no major damage. We were going pretty slow. Fairly low. Now let's kill the thrusters and repair the drives here while we're at it. Unfortunately, I didn't see the gravity step there. No worries, Stu. It was It was entirely my fault there. Alright, pull you back up.
Thrusters online.
Okay. There's our escape vector. No, it's because I was locked onto the star instead of my destination, so it wasn't showing me the gravity step properly. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Oh, damn it. That one was my fault entirely. Oh, starting to get tired, starting to make stupid mistakes like that. I should have gone out further instead of trying to loop back around. Everything is still looking really good, though. And it didn't... Okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna... lock onto the star. We're gonna open up the distance on it. We're gonna do this properly instead of me trying to shortcut it. The 10 do's and 500 don'ts of screwing around with neutron stars.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Let me get away from the star and then I'll show you. So when you have orbit lines on, there's usually a yellow line around a star, planet, whatever. It's a yellow circle. And you don't want to cross over that, because once you cross over that line, you can't maintain a supercruise bubble around your ship and you crash back down to real space. So it's like tripping on a step, basically. So we're at 1.5 light seconds out. So we are actually a little further out than we would be if we just warped into the system. Resume course.
System destination.
Now, as I accelerate right there, you could see briefly no, I'm not going to get too... I'll show it on the next jump here. Boy, that was just a system full of bad luck.
Warning.
Yeah, when you fall over the step too hard, you damage your ship. Because it's like hitting an emergency stop.
Frameshift drive.
There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Right, let us never speak of that again, and we'll just try to edit that out in post. Yeah, as you can see, all my components took a couple % damage. It's not critical damage, but it's extensive damage. And here's going to be a good example of it as we go around scooping. Now I've got the orbit lines on. So, right here, this yellow line.
Fuel scooping.
You don't want to fall below that line. You want to stay outside that line. Otherwise, bad things. Yeah, exactly, Droopy. This is a teaching moment for everybody. Don't do what the instructor does. Yes, if it says legal salvage, then yes, you can pick it up. We're canceling that jump. Also, Riku, here's something with the system holograms. System map.
System map.
See, I'm suspecting this planet's a water world. If I select it and the hologram looks like this on the lower left of your screen, that's a water world. Pretty featureless. I mean, there's no major craters, there's no major land masses being shown. It's basically just, you know, almost wave action, just a bunch of waves. Terminus, my fuel tank capacity is 32 tons. But no, Riku, this hologram down below, underneath the discovery scanner, this shows that this is a water world. I wouldn't want to terraform it, but it's a water world. And this one probably is as well. According to the hologram, it is. And just taking a moment, holy damn, the number of nebula visible here. Droopy, no, ammonia worlds look different. Ammonia worlds and Earth-likes actually have an identical hologram look. But it looks like, well, it has some land masses, but in the lower left of the hologram, you're going to see something that was best described to me as a fish. Yeah, kind of like that, Riku. And that's another water world, and is this terraformable? No, it's not. Well, it might be, but I'm doubting it. 500 Kelvin, 861 atmospheres. I'm sorry, what? What in the... I'm not imagining this, right? Volcanism, water, magma. What in the blinkety hell is water magma? Yeah, argon-rich atmosphere, 2.6% argon, nitrogen, 97.2. Now, for ignoring the atmospheric content at the moment, what in the hell is water magma? Resume course.
Locking system destination.
'Tis a silly place. Unless it means that the mantle of that planet is actually composed entirely of water. Riku, we were looking at a planet. It said that the volcanism on the planet was water magma. Sorry about that, Riku. Yeah, it said that the volcanism was water magma. Well, magma is molten rock, and water is water. Well, no, Terminus, if it's deep ocean volcanoes, no, it was just, honestly, the planet was just a featureless ball. There wasn't much to look at. I was looking at the detailed scan screens. That and, well, okay, let me go back to the previous system here once I get this jump going properly. If it were deep water volcanoes, then it would still be silicate magma.
Boost activated.
Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
Okay, so here's the last system I was in, Riku. Let's see. Right about there, I think. Looks about right. Okay, this is the planet I was looking at. Not too very much, you know, it's just a little... It's just a marble. But then you will go over to the detailed information, and it's saying that the volcanism is water magma. And that is actually a thing I've not encountered before. Screenshot.
Taking photo.
Just in case, for future reference. Magmatic water, or juvenile water, is water that exists within and in equilibrium with magma or water-rich volatile fluids derived from a magma. This magmatic water is released to the atmosphere during a volcanic eruption. Well, that just sounds like a lot of water mixed in with the magma, and it's maintaining a liquid form under pressure. Or even in, you know, water vapor form. Huh. Huh. Well, that's kind of interesting. And which, I mean, I mean, what the hell kind of interesting. Which is kind of the best kind of interesting when you get to thinking about it. Yes, it's very hot water. Very pressurized water, too. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive
Boost activated.
Alright, we are go for jump. Next one's a K-class star. This looks like a good place to stop, refuel. Droopy, once we can approach atmospheric planets, it would be cool to see. Which, Athador says, that planet is why we can't. We got witch space, now we got witch planets. Which planets? All the planets. Which ships? That would be the Thargoids, actually. Because they don't appear out of normal space. They don't appear out of hyperspace as normal. They don't enter hyperspace as normal either. System map.
System map.
Well, someday. Someday we'll be able to land on inhabited worlds. As Frontier likes to say, soon. Yeah, that's because of the Federation. They got a little tired of people apparently trying to, you know, bomb Mars. which is the head of the federal government. Yeah, soon, trademark. Resume course.
Locking next star system.
265 jumps to Narvert. I think I'm going to call it here, though, because, well, it's actually about the time where we usually call it. One thing, question, Riku, am I able to safely log out in space without dying, getting death rolled? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to log out right here. On that note... Oh, it's been good talking to everybody. It's been good answering questions. It really helps time fly to actually converse with folks. 265 jumps to go. I might pop in later and try to close that distance off a little bit more, but we're locked in on Narvert. This is going to be, hopefully tomorrow, that's the final sprint. I'm Mr. Moo. Always good to talk to everybody. Fly safe. If you can't fly safe, fly dangerous. If you can't fly safe or dangerous, I should really think about installing Nightbot so that people can see my uptime. Take care, everybody. Take care, and I will be back tomorrow. Usual time, usual place. See you then.